Okay, so let's talk about the mystery box and how you're going to collect the data and enter it into Google Sheets. First of all, you have 3 jobs, so you should have 3 people in your group. You have a sounding rod operator, which the people that use this looks like a chopstick. Then you have the data recorder that's going to put the data in Google Sheets. And then you have a mathematician who's going to measure things with the ruler and do some math with an online calculator. So go ahead and pause the video and assign your group members a job and have them gather their supplies. Okay, so the first thing you need to do once you get your box and your dowel rod, your sounding rod, is to find the depth of the box in centimeters to the nearest millimeter. Hopefully you remember how to read a centimeter ruler. Okay, so the numbers are the centimeters, and every line in between is 1 millimeter. So if you have the number 3 and 1 line past it, then you'd have 3.1 centimeters or 31 millimeters. But since we're doing centimeters, it would be 3.1 centimeters. Okay. Now you notice this ruler doesn't start at 0. So we have to start all our measurements from that line right there. And the first job we need to do is to find out how deep our box is. So you would just take your ruler and tilt up your box. Line up the bottom line with the bottom of your box. And then measure to the top of your box. And this one happens to be exactly 12 centimeters. And then we need to record that number. The data recorder needs to record that number in Google Sheets. And the mathematician is going to use that number often. All right, so pause the video here and do that. Okay, so the next step, the sounding rod operator has to find the hole that's labeled A1 on your box. Insert the dowel rod until it comes in contact with something in the bottom. And you need to make sure that your sounding rod is perpendicular to the box top, so it's straight up and down. If it hits something and slides down like that, then take it back up so it's perpendicular to the lid. It's straight up and down. Now mine doesn't look straight up and down because of the angle of the camera, but it actually is straight up and down. Okay. Then the sounding rod operator will take and pinch it so that your fingernail is at the bottom of the box lid. Hold it in place. Remove the dowel rod, and then the mathematician is going to measure in centimeters from the end of your fingernail to the end of the dowel rod. And this one happens to be exactly 10 centimeters. Okay. So you take, the mathematician then takes that 10 centimeters and subtracts it from the depth of the box, which your overall box depth is 12 centimeters. So 12 minus 10 equals 2. So what that tells us is that whatever's in this box is 2 centimeters up from the bottom. Okay? And then the data recorder will take that number that the mathematician just figured out and put it in the A1 box in the Google Sheets. And then you'll repeat this process until all the data has been collected for the whole box, and most of them are A through K, the x-axis, and then the y-axis is 1 through 5. And then you'll submit it to your teacher through Google Classroom when you're complete. Okay? And then your teacher will take the Google Sheet, put in Excel, and hopefully, if everything goes right, create a 3D image for you of what's in the mystery box. Okay? So you have 3 jobs. One person is a sounding rod operator. One person is going to measure the sounding rod and then subtract that from your overall depth of your box. And then one person is going to take that number and put it in the Google Sheets and then turn it in to your teacher when you're done. If you have any questions, make sure you ask. All right, so you notice that I put our names at the top of the sheet. I put the box number that we're using. I put the depth of the box. And then in A1, I put 2 because that is the depth of our box. If it was 2.4, I would have recorded 2.4. Most of these you will have a decimal point because most of them are in centimeters and millimeters. Okay, make sure that you ask your teacher if you have any questions. Good luck, and hopefully you do end up with a great 3D image of what's in the box.